Human history has often turned on a single, miscalculated step. But what if that step is taken tomorrow? Imagine an ordinary morning. Millions of people are drinking their coffee, commuting to work, checking their phones. Suddenly, every smartphone on Earth vibrates simultaneously with an emergency broadcast alert. Donald Trump announces the commencement of a full-scale military operation against the Russian Federation. How did the world reach this absolute point of no return? A sudden flashpoint in the Middle East? An accidental naval collision in the Black Sea? Or a devastating cyber attack that Washington misinterpreted as an act of war? Today, we will break down this terrifying scenario, minute by minute, second by second. We will look inside the secret bunkers of the Pentagon and the Kremlin, evaluate the true limits of air defense networks, and explore why this single command could unleash a chain reaction that no human power can stop. 30 minutes that will redefine everything you know about modern warfare. Let's be real here. Trump loves to shock people, but he's not a cartoon dictator. In the United States, the president can't just press a "start war" button on a whim. According to the Constitution, declaring war is strictly the job of Congress. If Trump suddenly ordered a strike on Russia tomorrow without approval, pure panic would erupt inside the Pentagon. American generals understand the consequences all too well. Most likely, the order would be blocked immediately, and they tried to remove Trump from office using the 25th Amendment, long before the first missile could even leave its silo. The U.S. operates under a strict principle called the two-man rule. The president issues the order, but the Secretary of Defense must verify it, not to veto it, but to legally confirm that the order genuinely came from the commander-in-chief. But what if the top generals believe the president has lost his mind? A quiet, bureaucratic coup d'etat would begin in a matter of minutes. Inside the White House, lawyers and cabinet members would desperately invoke the 25th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The vice president and a majority of the cabinet would declare the president unable to discharge his duties, freezing the chain of command to save the planet from World War III. But what if Trump bypasses the brass entirely and transmits the codes directly to strategic submarines at sea? And what about NATO? The famous Article 5 on collective defense only triggers if a NATO member is attacked. If the US strikes first, Europe will simply wash its hands of the situation to avoid being turned into radioactive ash. Let's assume the absolute worst-case scenario. The system obeys. The attack begins. Under the American military doctrine of prompt global strike, the first wave does not consist of intercontinental nuclear weapons. Instead, thousands of conventional Tomahawk cruise missiles are launched. Their primary objective: blind Russia before she can blink. These missiles fly at extremely low altitudes, actively hugging the terrain and masking themselves in valleys to deceive radar installations. Their primary targets are long-range early warning radars, general staff communication hubs, and strategic nuclear bomber bases. The United States is trying to cut the nervous system of the Russian military. Rising to meet this steel swarm is a deeply layered, heavily integrated air defense grid. The sky over western Russia transforms into an absolute inferno. S-400, S-500, and Panzer missile systems initiate mass interception algorithms. But it is a pure game of numbers. In a saturation strike of this scale, some missiles will inevitably hit their targets. The clock is now ticking in seconds. Russia's early warning radar system detects the massive influx of incoming threats. At this exact moment, the leadership in Moscow has less than 20 minutes to act. There is no time to verify whether these incoming missiles carry conventional or nuclear payloads. By military doctrine, launch under attack, sequence must be initiated. To understand how critical this moment is, we have to look back at history. In September 1983, during the height of the Cold War, a Soviet early warning bunker flagged 5 incoming American nuclear missiles. The officer on duty, Stanislav Petrov, had just minutes to decide if it was real or a computer glitch. He chose to wait, betting it was a false alarm, and saved the world from total annihilation. But in our scenario, with thousands of missiles on the radar, no single officer can stop the gears of war. This is where the ultimate doomsday deterrent activates. The perimeter system, famously known in the West as the dead hand. Even if we assume a flawless American first strike managed to decapitate the entire political and military leadership in Moscow, this fully automated, hardened system takes over. It measures radiation, seismic shocks, and the loss of military radio frequencies. If the criteria are met, it gives the final command. From deeply buried silos, from mobile launchers hidden in the dense Siberian forests, and from the depths of the world's oceans, Russia's nuclear shield takes flight. Hundreds of thermonuclear warheads, equipped with advanced countermeasures, set a trajectory for Washington, New York, Los Angeles, and NATO command hubs across Europe. At this exact minute, the world as we know it ceases to exist. The end of the story. Pentagon war simulators have calculated this exact outcome thousands of times. In a global nuclear exchange, there are no winners. Within 45 minutes of Trump's hypothetical order, tens of millions of people lose their lives. Within months, billions more perish from famine, economic collapse, and a prolonged nuclear winter. It is the absolute certainty of this outcome that makes our scenario impossible in the real world. Donald Trump is not a war ideologue. He is a transactional pragmatist. His strategy relies on economic leverage, aggressive tariffs, sanctions, and unpredictable brinkmanship, all designed to force a deal. He prides himself heavily on the fact that during his presidency, the United States did not drag the world into a single new major conflict. The real world is far more complex than military simulation models. But what do you think? Is a great power conflict still possible in the 21st century? Or has mutual destruction truly guaranteed our peace? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't miss our next geopolitical and alternative history deep dives. See you in the next video.